Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mystics MMOs. I am your host, Mystic Raven. All right, so today I'm going to go over DCUO PvP basics and what you need to know about PvP in DCUO. Okay, so there are technically three forms of PvP. Well, four forms of PvP in DCUO. I'll go over the basic first. Okay, when you get into PvP in DCUO, you bring on the on duty tab, and you'll see there's two different queue systems. Okay, so it's arenas PvP, which is basically like battlegrounds, but they call it arenas, that you can queue for. Now, this is your class, whatever character you make, whether it be Quantum, Rage, Tank, Controller, Healer. Whatever you decide to put together is what the arenas PvP is all about. Legends PvP, however, is you playing as your favorite superhero or supervillain that's available through the queue system, or what you can acquire. Now, this is how most players start their PvP, is through Legends. The reason being, when you complete the PvP in Legends, you'll get marks of Legends and marks of Valor. Now, that's currency for your PvP. So, for example, you'll start off with a basic. If you're a villain, you'll start off with Harley Quinn. If you're a hero, you'll start off with Robin. Now, you can purchase other Legends in the marketplace, but you don't have to. Okay, you do not need to purchase a legend, but you can. Okay, so there are a ton of different legends that you can just get right from the start if you wish to purchase, if you don't wish to play as Robin or Harley Quinn. Now, if you do start off as Robin or Harley Quinn, you can also use your marks of Legends, hence Legends, and then come down to the pit. Now, at the pit, you'll see there are two different terminals, unless you're a hero, that you can pick from. You choose one of the terminals, and you'll notice that the Legends are here. This is where you purchase your additional legendary characters. Now, they start off pretty cheap. Like, there's 10 for Robin, 10 for the Huntress, 35 for Nightwing, and it increases and it keeps going down. This is why I tell you, you don't need to purchase a legend from the marketplace. You can earn the marks and then purchase your favorite legend that's available in here. So here's the Flash, here's Black Adam, there's Superman, General Zod, Lex Luthor, Steel, so on and so forth. It just keeps going down. Okay, now you'll see I already have Harley Quinn because that was already gifted to me for being a villain. Like I said, if I was a hero, it'd be Robin. So that's how you purchase your additional legends, is through marks of Legends. Now, marks of Valor, you want to start off with Legends. Why? Because you need PvP gear. Okay, so in this game, you're very dependent on PvP gear. Why? Because of toughness. Now, every wing has a PvP vendor. The requisitions or VWMA vendor will sell weapons, right? That's your PvP weapons. They all start off as green and whatever, but you'll see PvP item levels, right, for the weapons. Okay, there's 96, 97, and the price will differ. Well, these are all the same. So you just take the highest one. And then you come over to the vendor right beside it, and there's your gear. So you can take PvP colas. You can buy those just with cash. And then also, or you can use regular colas. If there's anything that you craft, it will tell you whether or not you can utilize that in PvP, or for any certain buffs are disabled. So, or any trinkets. So, this is pretty standard. So once again, we have 2,000. We have 1,000, and then when we go down, we see trinkets, PvP trinkets, and we also will see another set of gear. Now, this will get adjusted as you get higher, and also you want to go in the meta wing too, because when you're in the meta wing and you go down to, I want to say, the hangar or the power core, you'll see over here there's a PvP vendor as well. So there's a style vendor that you can use your extra marks to acquire styles. So if I needed styles, I can use my PvP currency to buy the styles that I'm needing to unlock for feats. Also reacquisition. And here's the same gear. And it will scale as you progress. So the higher you get, it will update. And then here's another reacquisition for weapons. The same ones though, from the other vendor I just showed you. So until you get enough gear, because you want to use that toughness, and let me show you the stats, you'll see toughness right here. That's a PvP stat only, but you need it, right? If you're going to be a serious PvPer, you need that toughness. Now, also, you can do what we call open world PvP, which means you can go to any zone and flag yourself PvP. And you can do that, but the only thing you have to do is phase to PvP. Now, you always go into the center of either the Watchtower or the Hall of Doom, and you'll see the phase shifter. My phone's ringing, I do apologize. So let me go over to the phase shifter. Once I go to the phase shifter, now I can phase into PvP. Once I'm doing that, I'm flagged PvP. So any zone I go into, whether it be Gotham, Metropolis, or any of the content zones, I can open world PvP. So if somebody else is flagged, I can attack them. If they see me and I'm flagged, they can attack me if I'm flagged. If they're flagged, I can attack them. But you have to be PvP enabled. So you can do open world PvP, what we call open world PvP, but you have to phase to it. Now, also, it's important to understand why you're eventually going to play a part in PvP, because at some time or another, because you want your bonuses. When you get, these are towards your SP, which is your skill points. So there's dueling, which isn't a lot. Participate in 100 duels, win a duel by the skin of your teeth, and dominate a duel. Then there's arenas, and then there's legendary battles. Okay? See, knock out the Joker as Harley Quinn. Knock out Robin as the Joker. So, what's up, Nick? So there are a lot of things that you want to do. Now, when it comes to DLCs, there's only one DLC that is PvP based, and that is Last Laugh. Last Laugh is also a PvP based DLC that you can earn achievements in towards your SP. They have not come out with another PvP DLC. This was the only one that they've implemented, but there is quite a bit of PvP stuff in the last. So Station Duo, right here, like basically unlock Power Girl Ursa, Kilowog, and Amon Sir. Win an assault headquarters. So these are PvP type feats and achievements you earn towards acquiring SP. So even if you're not going to be a hardcore PvPer, sooner or later you want to get into PvP. Why? Because you're going to want those feats. And then keep in mind too, guys, like dueling, I would recommend you can do dueling to get it out of the way, but if a player has PvP gear and you do not, they have the advantage and you don't. Okay? Also, when I come in, I can also go practice my legends. This wasn't always here, and I'm glad they implemented this. So let's say I'm going to get into Legends PvP. I can pick my character and then go into Legends practice, which is pretty cool because there will be, this is the only time that I can actually take practice with the loadout and the abilities, the skills. So to me, this was much needed because a lot of times you pick up a new legend, you go in and you try to PvP with him, and you don't know how to combo with him. You don't know how to combo with the legend. And that is it's counterproductive. It's like, yes, I got Superman. I finally can PvP with Superman. And that's awesome. Unfortunately, prior to them implementing this, you didn't know how Superman's abilities worked. So you'll see there's one single target dummy to the left, and you'll see AoE target dummies to the right. Now this just allows me to understand if he has ranged or melee. So he has a brawling type or martial arts type fighting ability. So these are martial art combos. Okay, so he has martial arts. So I already know that. Now, if I want to take a look at his combos, I can go into this screen and look at the combo screen based on using my martial arts. Okay. Then I can take a look at the skills, and this will tell me what the skills do. Swarm of bats, unusable while controlled, knocks away and damages nearby enemies. Explosive batarang deploys a device that sticks to the surface and detonates, reducing target's defense for a short time. Grappling line snags and returns your target to pull it in close. Forward flip launches a fiercely swift leap to close in on and knock down enemies, with helpless enemies taking additional damage. Stealth. Make yourself difficult to detect, providing unique attacks unusable, usable only while convert. Active bat drone. Activates a bat drone to attack enemies and provide power restoration to your group. And then there's the soda and then the breakout. Okay. So, for example, if I hit the stealth, it just pops me out. Now, that's another thing, too. I'll get into this. So, we have a couple of ranged abilities. Morning, Cal. Hope you're doing good. The cable's going to bring him in close. Right? So, once I do this, then I can follow up with the ground pound. And then start working in on melee attacks. You don't want to deplete your power immediately. You want to combo up with your weapons damage. Now, one bad thing, I will get into the drone here in a minute. The drone acts like a pet. So every Batman's slightly different. I will be getting into the ones I do have to show you, and just for an example. Now, if they're blocking, I can use my heavy attack, my heavy range, to do a block break. And that's very important because the game actually does well with counterplay. So I can block any attack, right? But they can block break. They can block break me. So when I'm like this and they do a heavy attack, a range heavy attack, what that ends up doing is breaking my block, right? Knocking me down. That makes me now susceptible to combos. So, and then of course you can also roll away from AoE effects. So if there's an AoE effect, I block, I roll dodge, and now I'm out. I also can hit the 8, which is my trinket, to do an automatic break free. But it's on cooldown, so you have to use it sparingly. So you have to be very aware of when you want to pop that trinket. So if you're going to use your trinket to do breaks, you got to understand at what situation do you utilize that. Because if I'm sitting here, it's usually when you're locked down that you want to pop the trinket. Most of the other time, you want to try to break out using your block system, right? Once you can literally break out with the block system. So if I'm stunned, I use the block, it'll do a breakout. So pretty basic, and standard counterplay is very well done in this game. But stun locking can be a problem. So let me see where my drone's gone. But yeah, whatever. Now Batman is pretty good with single target. This Batman anyways. Where he lacks is AoEs. He has hardly any AoEs. He's very good on single target. And given the fact that he has stealth, that's really cool. But my drone's up, and let me show you a little thing here. If I pop the drone and I hit the stealth, the drone gives away my position. So even if I move, the drone moves. So the stealth's cool, but if the drone is out, all they have to do is kind of put an AoE on top of the drone, and it's going to pop you out of stealth. So that's one of those things. Stealth is kind of cool, but then you also see my bar changed, and I can use the Batarang, and it's basically like a rogue effect. He resisted the ability, and I can use rogue effects. So there's 3 different abilities applied to the stealth, but keep in mind that the drone will give away your location. So food for thought. Now, if I want to switch legends, say I'm not happy with Batman, now I can come to the terminal and allow myself to change my legendary character. So I'm going to now go to future Batman. I think I have classic, our new Batman, and now I'm going to go to future Batman, and we can see if his abilities change, which they don't. It's just a cosmetic look. So there's no change between the Batmans. So that's something you can also try out. So we can also go to, there's modern Batman, which I had, and then just different looks for Batman. Now, if I go to Lex Luthor, now I have all ranged abilities. And one of the things about Lex is, which is nice, he has good range, but he's weak against melee. So a lot of his abilities, he's using Hand Blaster. So he's more of a ranged character. Most of his abilities are ranged, except 5, which is his getaway, and 4, which is his basically ground stun, allowing you to get away. This is a character you don't want to play melee with very often because most of your attacks are base. Now, another thing cool about Lex is he has quite the arsenal when it comes to AoE effects. There's a single target, and I believe 2 is AoE, 6 is AoE, and 1 is AoE. So he's good at ranged and AoE game, but he suffers in melee combat. So that's kind of where there's certain things about each legend. They have strengths and weaknesses, which makes the game pretty complex when you're facing different legends. And then we can also look at Wonder Girl. I did something I never thought I'd do last night. I beat Maelstrom Arena. Nice. Awesome. I got Maelstrom S&B though. No, that's pretty good. S&B is pretty good. Swordboard is good. But just happy I beat it. No, congratulations, Cal. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is so awesome. Congratulations. So Power Girl has a pretty good melee. When I go up to the target, we notice she's more of a brawler. The world is down for maintenance. That sucks. So, yeah, that really sucks. Hey, bro. Hey, chat. What's up? What's up, Paul? That sucks that happened. But the PvP in the game is pretty fun. It's a blast. It really is. There's a lot of really cool aspects to PvP. But once again, my recommendations is start off with Legends, PvP, earn your marks to purchase your gear. Once you purchase your gear, then you can progress into arenas, open world PvP, so on and so forth. And remember that the class, the open world PvP and class PvP is way different than Legends PvP because you can swap out your abilities that you have, whether it be iconic or class specific. So that's what's really cool about the game. Counterplay is well done in this game. So everything can be countered. Problem of it is only one of the only problems that DC has is stun locking like combos. So once you get stun locked and a player gets stun locked and they get comboed up, there's not much you can do. Even if you trinket and you break out, the immunity is not substantial. So between classes. I just come and boom, DCUO fall. I know, right? I'm so whatever. They need to change that. So I'm going to do one little quick thing. I'm going to actually end this stream and I'll start another stream. So if you're in the chat room, just stay still and I will go ahead and open up a new stream. Interested to see PvP in this game, wondering what it looks like. It's fun. It's in the counterplay is done well. It's probably done better than most games as far as counter goes. They address counter very simply. They keep to the basics. You know, if you're stunned, you can break. If you're stun locked, you can trinket. You know, there's a difference. If you're knocked down, well, that's where things get scary. But so counterplay, in my opinion, it gets a 10 out of 10. But as far as balance, the game does have some balance issues when it comes to classes. Legends is fun because, you know, even though they have strengths and weaknesses, you get to play as that character. So that's pretty cool. That's really fun. It is. There's a lot of fun to it. As far as competitive, now keep in mind you can also do Diamond Heist, and I forget the other one. So there's two forms of PvP in open world too that you can get involved in, but you can't guarantee who's there and what's going on. But the PvP in the game is a lot of fun, and it's gear required as far as arenas or open world. So you want to, like I said, my main suggestion, do Legends, because Legends PvP, start off with Legends. Legends PvP doesn't require you to have toughness or a specific amount of gear. You're not going to get beat out by a player with higher gear. You're just going to get beat out by a player who knows that legend better. So that's where it's at in PvP in this game. I was really hoping to actually queue a few, so I'm really sad that they came down for maintenance. Just to be weekly. It seems to be daily now. What the? But anyways, let me end the stream. I'll start a new one. We'll start a new conversation. It's going to be kind of interesting. I didn't want to do this, but I think we'll go over a couple of the patch notes yesterday for ESO's stuff, and we'll get into that. But let me end this, and I'll be right back. And for all you guys who watch this video and want to know at least some basics, at least you got the information up front. Once again, I'm Mystic Raven. This is Mystic's MMOs. Whoops. And have a nice day. Be right back, guys.